Seeing my daughter circulate on Instagram, her body, just me holding her. This is not a video game. This is real life.
At 9, a local mother's loss, now a lesson and call to action. Why her message may start a conversation in your home. Plus the roadmap to help keep kids safe on and off tech devices.
Such an important story. Also ahead, ready for launch and rescue the mechanical issue. NASA says that they fixed off of our Space Coast. They're going to be sending up a crew 10 that is, to end the 2 astronauts' extended stay there in space. A lot to get to.
Plus, trading book bags for beach and travel bags. The sun and many schools are out across Central Florida. Our team has your first warning of when we swap these picture-perfect temperatures for storms. And we are tracking and checking air travel conditions to help you cruise through spring break.
WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18 starts right now.
And we begin with a look at Launch Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center, where Crew 10's Falcon 9 rocket is poised to make another launch attempt. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Sheldon Dutez. NASA says that they are ready to launch this rescue mission to the International Space Station. They had to call off the launch, sending up Crew 10 on the Starliner. Astronauts Butch and Sunny Williams are going to get back to Earth on Wednesday.
And it's all because of a hydraulic issue. That was the problem. And as WESH 2's Bob Hazen explains, the agency says that problem is now fixed.
Coverage tonight of the launch. It's starting at 4 o'clock. The rocket is set to go up no earlier than 7:03 this evening.
Today, a vigil is being held to honor this woman from Titusville, whose remains were found last week after she went missing. 72-year-old Jessie Kirk was first reported missing last Monday. Now, her car was then later found burned near State Roads 50 and 520. Then police say they found her body near the Haulover Canal. 35-year-old David Barber has been charged with her murder. Kirk was a beloved member of the Titusville community. Her vigil will be held tonight at 7 o'clock at Sandpoint Park.
Right now, the FBI needs your help finding a man who is a wanted gang member. Ricky Vargas is charged with murder and faces a felony charge for fighting to avoid prosecution. The FBI says this murder happened in New Jersey, but he has connections here in Central Florida in Winter Park. The FBI also said Vargas does not have a driver's license and will frequently use rideshare apps or public transportation to get around. Again, Vargas has connections to Winter Park, and the FBI thinks that he might be using those connections to avoid prosecution. If you see him, if you know where he is, call 911.
Now, the city of Daytona Beach has a new set of eyes looking over Main Street. That's after the city invested nearly $70,000 to install 4 high-tech cameras along the busy strip. They feed directly back to the police substation, and officers can watch in real time. This will come in handy for events like Bike Week, when thousands of bikers take over the streets. Business owners are all for this additional safety measure.
You know, anytime you get a little bit more visibility here, I think that's great. You know, we do get a lot of traffic on the street year round, so I think it's important that we have a little bit more awareness.
Now, the 4 cameras that are up right now include Halifax Avenue, Pennsylvania Drive, Atlantic Avenue, and the Main Street Bridge. Future installations are also planned.
All right, it is officially spring break for 6 of our local school districts, including Orange, Seminole, Marion, Brevard, Volusia, and Flagler counties. And then by the end of the day, Osceola County will join them. So big chunk there, all getting ready to have fun.
And take a look at your screen here. This is a live look at some of the locations that truly make Central Florida a top destination for spring break, from our local beaches to our parks and other attractions. Now, given the season, that means our airports will see a big influx of people coming in.
Oh, yeah. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda is live at Orlando International Airport this morning, and you've been there all morning long. How's the ebb and flow been going with people coming in and out?
Yeah, Sheldon, well, it's been pretty steady throughout the morning. It was a lot busier when we first got here around 5, 6 in the morning. And now throughout the morning, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. But I know that officials are expecting more than 7 million people to travel through this airport throughout the 44-day stretch. And nearly 200,000 people are expected through this airport tomorrow. So take a look at what's going on behind me. Not a whole lot right now. We're at Terminal A, gates 1 through 59, that TSA checkpoint. And for the most part, part, it's pretty quiet right now. The estimated wait time is only about 4 to 8 minutes, so really not long at all. We saw 22, even 25 minutes for waiting earlier today, but I checked the parking garages, I checked all of the wait times, and for the most part, it seems like things are running really smoothly. And I did talk to some people who are heading back home to Louisiana after a very eventful week.
We're all ready to get home, so they got up pretty easy, and we were already packed, so we headed on our shuttle bus, and we're here, and we're ready to get back to Louisiana.
And officials, of course, are still reminding people to use the 3 Ps, pack, park, and plane. So make sure to pack lightly when you are heading out. Make sure to use their reservation system to grab that parking spot here at the airport. And then, of course, give yourself plenty of extra time if you are heading out through security, and also to make it onto your plane. And as always, pack your patience, because you're definitely going to need a lot of patience as you make your way through all of these airports during the busy travel period. Covering Orange County live at MCO, Paola Trisnerda, WESH 2 News.
All right, when traveling this spring break, colds and flus aren't the only health issues that doctors are worried about.
No, brewing blood clots can quickly become life-threatening, and traveling can jumpstart that danger. One Florida chiropractor, 31-year-old Dr. Maxwell McLaughlin, almost died after blood clots traveled to his lungs. Now, his doctors think that the long flights that he took to Asia may have caused the clots. Well, a few days after landing back home, he felt a shortness of breath.
My vision just goes dark. I pretty much just face plant into the sidewalk. I was pretty much dead for 5 to 6 minutes while they were doing CPR. But as soon as I experienced it, I would say just don't wave them off as being nothing. They're definitely, in hindsight, they're definitely more serious than I would have believed them to be.
Wow. Okay, so his doctors say that a massive blood clot in the lungs has a 40% chance of death. Doctors were able to remove the clots from his lungs, and now he is doing much better. Wow, wish him all the best.
Also, the Food and Drug Administration has issued their flu vaccine recommendations for this year into next year. The FDA said that the vaccines for the upcoming respiratory virus season should target 3 flu strains, 2 strains of influenza A and 1 for influenza B. That group poured over data from the U.S. and world about flu viruses currently circulating and made that decision.
Right now, HCA Florida Healthcare is hosting a ceremony to celebrate the construction of its new freestanding emergency room. The West Orange Emergency Room will be over 11,000 square feet and provide services for children and adults when it opens in the summer on Daniels Road in Winter Garden. This week marks 5 years since the COVID-19 pandemic began.
Yeah, the external strain was clear, but it triggered an increasing awareness to what has been happening on the inside. An expert joins us to weigh in on how mental health is shaping out since the pandemic shutdowns.
Plus, addressing immigration concerns, how the Osceola County Sheriff's Office is working to give undocumented neighbors some clarity.
All right, it's hard to believe, but this week marks 5 years since the pandemic shutdowns affected everyone all over the world and affected us collectively as individuals. We've experienced so many major shifts from societal trends, the way that we see ourselves. We've got licensed therapist Charlotte McCullough here today to help paint a picture of what mental health looks like today. Okay, Charlotte, very helpful. We appreciate it. I can't believe it's been 5 years already.
5 years.
All this, and yes, you're right. Like, it does show up in different ways that we don't even realize or expect.
Right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's get a check of the forecast right now. First morning meteorologist Kellyanne Klass is standing by. I went on walks a lot during the pandemic, and that's something that I've continued to do 5 years later.
I mean, walks are fantastic, especially when it's this time of year when it's not too hot and then also not too cold. But we do have a lot of changes on the way. Today, we're going to be even warmer. Our temperatures topping out into the mid-80s, but we really feel that summertime heat tomorrow and Sunday, where temperatures reach the upper 80s. Sunday's going to be the warmest day of the year, and if we make it to 90 degrees, it would be the first 90-degree day of the year. And on Sunday evening, we have changes. We'll have a cold front that makes its way into central Florida, giving us showers and thunderstorms. And there are there is a potential for some severe weather, which is why we're calling it impact weather. At least for Saturday, we'll have mostly sunny conditions, but it's going to be hot. Sunday starts off nice. Our cloud cover, our winds increase, and then so does the rainfall for Saturday evening. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has already highlighted parts of Central Florida under an isolated severe weather threat. That's going to be north and west of the I-4 corridor. Although if you're in northwestern Marion County, you are under a scattered severe weather threat. If any of the storms turn severe right now, it's looking mainly due to damaging wind, but we will also be watching the tornado potential. Let's time it out hour by hour. 3:30, 4 o'clock, couple of pop-up showers from Orlando and on east. This is not associated with the cold front. The cold front will begin to push into Marion County during that time frame. It's a slow-moving cold front, so about 6, 7 o'clock, those thunderstorms make its way past I-75 and work towards I-4. Then late Sunday night into early Monday morning, we'll have the front slowly moving across the I-4 corridor, increasing our rainfall. So it's just streams of rainfall through early Monday morning, and then eventually all of that rainfall will exit by Monday or before Monday afternoon. Right now, though, it's not too bad. Spaceship Earth out at Epcot not looking too bad either. It's nice and sunny to start. Mostly sunny with a temperature of 62 degrees in Orlando, 59 in Leesburg, 55 in Ocala, 63 in Sanford, 61 in Palm Coast. This afternoon, if you are west of I-95, you're warming up into the mid-80s, and if you are along 95, you're warming up into the 70s. Plenty of sunshine for the rest of the day ahead and clear conditions overnight tonight. If you are heading out to those theme parks, great forecast for you. And if even you're heading out to the beaches today, a great forecast as well. Central Florida certified most accurate forecast shows a lot of sunshine today, more clouds tomorrow, then those showers and thunderstorms Sunday evening. Again, everything clears out Monday afternoon. Then we are much cooler with temperatures in the 70s. Coming up in the next half hour, we will have a look at that Falcon 9 Crew 10 launch forecast. We'll be right back.
First Warning Weather on CW18 is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
All right, this is Margaret Chola. We've got some pictures of her pulled up over here. She's also known as the legendary Glamma. She is a sensation on social media, dressed by her granddaughter, New York-based stylist Combo.
Okay, so NBC Essamway tells us why this grandma's story could be any of ours.
Very nice, yeah, all the way around. Also the outfits are incredible.
I know. What style, right? Well, single-day tickets are now on sale for Universal's Epic Universe.
Yeah, this morning we've got a sneak peek at how Universal plans to bring flying dragons into the park. We will give you a look at the dragon-shaped drone Chopper 2 saw behind the Isle of Burt.
Plus, cutting leases and clearing house when federal office vacancies will sweep across the nation, including right here in Central Florida.
You're watching WESH 2.
Thank you for staying with us on this Friday. I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Sheldon Dutez. We are following two big wins for the courts for hundreds of thousands of fired government workers. It is the latest setback for President Trump's efforts to slash the federal workforce.
And it comes as a key Senate Democrat changes his mind on a potential government shutdown. All of the Trump administration threatens new taxes on popular imported goods, and the stock markets spiral in response. NBC's Alice Barr is in Washington, breaking it all down. Hundreds of federal agencies are beginning the process of vacating offices. Nearly 800 leases are expected to be canceled over the next few months. The bulk will be happening in the summer. Now, the agencies would either have to negotiate new leases or move elsewhere if they stay open. That includes the NOAA buildings in Seffner Sunrise and Key Largo, Royal Housing Services in Ocala, the IRS in Sarasota, the FDA in Tallahassee, several Fish and Wildlife Service departments across the state, and the National Park Service in Naples and Homestead. Several agencies and lawmakers are appealing to DOJ for exemptions.
As Trump doubles down on his tariff plans, local businesses and shoppers are starting to feel the pinch. On Wednesday, Bubbles Laundry opened up in Apopka, creating hundreds of new jobs during construction and adding 15 employees to their team. But all that excitement, there's some uncertainty as well.
I don't know how it's going to affect our business. I don't know where it's going to go.
So I know people are feeling pinched right now, but we got to go through the settlement period and make sure that U.S. is treated fairly.
While the laundry machines are made in the U.S., a lot of the detergent comes from Mexico, which President Trump plans to resume his 25% tariffs on next month.
The Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez arrested concerns from residents in the wake of Florida's immigration overhaul. During a town hall, the sheriff said his office must follow the new laws signed by Governor DeSantis last month. He says that they will also be more diligent in notifying federal authorities about criminals whose immigration status comes into question. The sheriff stressed that they won't be searching places like schools and churches for undocumented immigrants, and they are not checking the immigration status of witnesses or victims of a crime. Florida Fish and Wildlife held a virtual public meeting last night to get feedback on a possible bear hunt. Now, the last time the state held one was back in 2015.
Yeah, so FWC stressed during the meeting that they were looking to get feedback on things like timing of the season, methods that would be allowed, and a harvest limit, not whether or not there should be a hunt. The agency will continue to gather feedback. The next step, though, is to present proposals in public meetings next month. So we'll keep you all posted. FWC says the best way to keep bears away from your home is to secure your trash cans in a shed, the garage, or putting one of those wildlife-resistant containers. Put the trash out in the morning, not the night before. Clean the grills and store them indoors. And pick ripe fruit from trees and remove fallen fruit from the ground because bears love fruit. Also, it attracts squirrels and rats, and you don't want those either. So that's that. All right, this morning, the future of education in our country is in question.
After the Department of Education staff was slashed in half this week, 20 Democratic state attorneys general are now suing the Trump administration, calling it effective dismantling of the department. The federal education department is tasked with protecting students with disabilities, investigating discrimination, helping low-income school districts, and managing higher education financial aid. Parent and disability advocate Lindsay Latham anxiously says that the changes will weaken federal oversight of special education programs that kids like her son Kelvin need.
To make sure that their kid is being treated fairly and given the opportunity to learn like any other kid. If we go backwards, we are going to see such a regression in the most vulnerable population.
Now, some welcome a shrinking federal role. Education innovator Mackenzie Price thinks that it's time to reassess and also reimagine how children learn.
What's been happening with our education system has not been working well. When we allow just really more innovation, providing more options is always a good thing.
Okay, so the changes to the Department of Education likely to fuel debate between Trump-backed school choice and traditional public school needs.
All right, it's 9:35, and we've got our colleague, WESH 2 anchor Nancy Alvarez with us. And last night, WESH 2 debuted our newest Saving Our Street special. It was called Her Last Word Was Mom.
Okay, so it's an in-depth look at the killing of a local teenager by another teen, the result of an over text message, and ending with the murder seen across social media, Nancy.
Yeah, it was a really tough but important report. I spoke with the mom of this 16-year-old who was killed, and she's really hoping to reach parents about reversing the influence devices have on all of our kids. So, Mayor Sheldon, we put together a report on where parents can get started on all of this. The Family Tech Planner from Common Sense Media is available right now on the Saving Our Streets page at WESH.com. My family's just getting started with ours, and I hope you'll try it as well with your family.
And I know a lot of this was geared towards families with, teenagers, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that you talked about in your research, it applies to adults as well, because so many people are quick to reach for their phone no matter the situation.
Yeah, we all have them, we all use them, and that's not going away, right? So this is just about being mindful about what we're posting, right? What we're doing, what we're saying when we're texting back, what we're saying in that group chat, how it's interpreted by others. And then for teenagers, it's how easily it can escalate into the violence that we saw outside of that skating rink, where so many people go, so many families. It was really awful. And Jasmine, is one of the strongest women I've ever met, and she's really using this tragedy to try to help others. Families.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, Nancy, just with the social media aspect of it, I feel like so much depends on what the friends are doing. So what the group is doing. So that's really hard, because if not everyone's on board, then it's very difficult, right?
And you can't control that, right? You can't control who your kids meet once they go to middle school. It becomes a whole different ballgame, as we know. And I think one of the most important things about Common Sense Media, I really felt that when she said, it's not in the heat of the moment. In my home, so often it's in the heat of the moment.
Right.
What are you doing? Get off your phone. Who are you chatting with?
Yeah.
What are you looking at on YouTube? don't do it then. Take a moment, right, with these worksheets that we're offering on WESH.com and make it a sort of a little event like I did at the dinner table, where it's not in the moment and you're not heated or rushed. I mean, we're all going a million miles an hour, but this is something to really pause and discuss in the home.
No, that's a great idea. I feel like we've entered the YouTube stage, so that's one of those things. But it's scary, especially after watching, you know, what the report is all about. I mean, this is someone's life, and to think that, you know, not everyone's in action making the 911 calls, that they're videoing. It's scary.
That they weren't helping.
Are real.
And you guys want to hear from families.
Yeah, we sure do. Of course, if you try that planner out or the other resources that we've posted on WESH.com, be sure to send me an email. Let me know how it's going. We're kind of all in this together.
Yes. All right, if you missed Nancy's special last night, it's airing again on Saturday over on WESH 2 at 7:30. It's also posted on WESH.com on the Saving Our Streets page. I texted you, I'm planning to watch it this weekend. I want to see it like on my actual TV, not on my phone. Okay. Because I don't want to be on my phone.
Well, there you go. Yes, for sure.
Nancy, thank you.
Nancy, great work. Really great work. Well, next on Sunrise, nurturing our neighbors' minds one page at a time. Spring is here, but there's a new call to fall in love with reading. We'll tell you about the invitations coming out of Seminole County to get the community excited about reading. A popular saying goes, a book is a gift you can open again and again. And another popular saying affirms that an imagination is everything. And what an impact a combination of the two can have on our youth. And here to help us get excited about reading is Youth Services Senior Librarian from Seminole County Library, Sarah White. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you, and great title there. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on this morning and shedding some light on what's happening with Seminole County Libraries and all the great stuff you guys are offering to everyone. Thank you. Absolutely. All right, the time right now is 9:49. Let's check in now with First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Class.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we have a hot weekend ahead with temperatures both Saturday and Sunday reaching the upper 80s. Sunday, if we do reach 89 degrees, this is going to be the hottest day so far this year. And if we make it to 90 degrees, we would have our first 90-degree day temperature of 2025. Saturday is going to be nice and sunny. No really issues there. Sunday will start off with sunshine. Clouds continue to increase throughout the day. So do our winds, along with the rainfall. It's all thanks to a cold front that's going to move through, and that cold front will bring in a few isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. Some of those thunderstorms could be on the strong to severe side north and west of the I-4 corridor, and in northwestern Marion County we're already under a scattered severe weather threat. Well, again, we'll start off Sunday morning nice and dry, and I think until 2 o'clock we will be dry. A couple of pop-up showers around 3 and 4 o'clock from Orlando and on east. That's not associated with the cold front, but at the same time the cold front will bring in some showers and thunderstorms to Marion County. Right around 6:30, 7 o'clock, working through Marion County into Sumter County and Lake County, gradually moving over towards I-4 around 8, 9 o'clock. And then as we go into the late night hours, this front seems to almost stall, and it keeps those showers and thunderstorms elevated across the I-4 corridor through about Monday early in the morning, but all of that rainfall will clear out before Monday afternoon. Outside right now, mostly sunny conditions from our Tower Cam network in Port Canaveral, and temperatures are warming up. We're in the 60s, but already 72 degrees in Titusville. Then today, for our inland spots, we reach the mid-80s, our coastline in the mid-70s. Your 12-hour forecast, again, nice and quiet. No really rainfall in the forecast. Then this evening, mostly clear conditions. Tonight, by the way, we have that Falcon 9 Crew 10 launch. 7:03 opens that launch window. There are no weather concerns. It's going to be near perfect. However, we are going to be watching the upper level wind shear. That is at a low to moderate. So again, today a lot of sunshine, mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 88, 89 degrees on Sunday. Then Sunday we track that impact weather for the evening hours and overnight. By Monday afternoon, we are mostly sunny for St. Patrick's Day and much cooler with a high of 74, 70s again on Tuesday. Then the 80s return starting Wednesday.
All right, now let's check in with Soledad O'Brien. She's got a look at what's coming up on Sunday on Matter of Fact.
Hi to our WESH 2 viewers, I'm Soledad O'Brien, and here's a look at what's coming up on this week's show. With homelessness in the U.S. at a record high, cities are looking for solutions. We travel to Los Angeles to learn how a nonprofit is not only helping people find shelter, but also addressing their mental health needs.
We're trying to fight a wildfire with a garden hose, and it's good. It's going to put out some of the fire, but if we want to be who we're meant to be, we're going to need something bigger.
Plus, imposter syndrome is often used to explain why women feel self-doubt in the workplace. But is the actual cause a much bigger systemic issue? Author Sherry Dunn explains why she thinks people are mistaking inequities at work for imposter syndrome. And mining for lithium in Arkansas, we head to a rural town where residents are torn between being hopeful about more job opportunities and being concerned about the environment. Those stories and much more this week on Matter of Fact.
Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien airs Sundays at 9:30 here on CW18 and 10 a.m. on WESH.
Chopper 2 captured this new video of one of the Dragon drones that you'll see flying around in Epic Universe. This will be part of the How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Burke area.
Yeah, this will be the biggest of the 5 lands in Epic Universe. The other 4 worlds are Super Nintendo World, Harry Potter's Ministry of Magic, Dark Universe, and the centerpiece of it all, Celestial Park.
It does look pretty cool, right? Okay, St. Patrick's Day weekend is just over the horizon.
Yes, and there are so many events happening all across Central Florida to celebrate. Let's start in Orange County. Mayor's already wearing her green. She's ready to go. You can head to Crooked Can if you want in Winter Garden. I love that brewery. It's awesome. All weekend long, they've got the Celtic Fest going on. And then also tomorrow, you can head to Boxey Park down in Lake Nona for their St. Patrick's Day shenanigans. Both sound like fun.
I love it. Okay, the mighty St. Patrick's Festival at Raglan Road in Disney Springs, that starts today. Pat O'Brien's Dueling Piano Bar at Universal City Walk and Finnegan's Bar in Universal Studios will be celebrating. And SeaWorld will have performers and new food for the holiday.
There are plenty of other events happening in our area as well, and you can find them all right now on WESH.com.
And if you have an event that you'd like to see in our community calendar, just email your event information to events@WESH.com. If your event is approved, you'll see it there added on our website at WESH.com or the app. Thanks for joining us on this Friday.
I will see you here at noon over on WESH 2. Have a good one.
You're watching Central Florida's CW18.